Hello everybody, my name is Khaled Siddiqui, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to replace the power on off button of your HME legacy headset. These are the HS6000 headsets, and they're very common. They're used in many different drive-through systems. For example, HS6000, HS6100, and so on uses these headsets. They are very common, and they usually, the switch right here goes bad, and when you try to turn it on, it doesn't. Okay, so we have one and we want to replace that little power on off switch. Here's how we do it. Let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to remove the foam that's in here, which I have already done, and then you have to remove the little rubber, which is easy. And actually I'm gonna put a battery to show you what happens. I'm gonna put a microphone here so you could listen to what happens. As soon as I put this in, it turns on. Okay, it says headset 1 battery full. I didn't even press the on off button and it already turned on. Why is that? Because the switch is stuck in on position. So basically this switch right here is jammed, and it is stuck in the on position. That's the reason why it's doing that. Now what's wrong with that is you would say, okay, fine, let it be stuck, you turn it on and use it, but you can't, because that when the switch is stuck, it will turn off the unit as well. So it needs to be replaced. All right, let's remove the battery pack and let's open the unit. To open the unit, we need, let me make sure this is the right one, yeah, T6 screwdriver, which is the hex head. In other words, it's the star-shaped screwdriver, and it has to be T6, which is the correct size for this particular unit. Okay, you have to unplug this guy. So very gently unplug this. This you have no business with. Your surgery will be right here, so you have no business with that unit. Okay. Now notice this switch is so deep. We don't like that. We don't like how deep this is and how little portion of the switch is sticking out for you to push it in. So although there is a rubber piece here, this rubber piece is a waterproof rubber piece, which prevents humidity and all that to come here. So if you want, you can get a switch with a button that's slightly bigger, which I have purchased. Look right here. It's slightly bigger, just slightly, sticks a little higher. So it gives you a better push feeling when you push it. Okay. Now let's unplug this. I mean desolder it or desolder it. First you need to heat up these two sides. Let me zoom in. Okay. Let's desolder this from this edge. Okay, so one side is desoldered. Now we simply warm up the other side and it should automatically disengage. Okay, so the other side has been desoldered. Now notice how short the pins are on this switch. Notice how short they are. The new ones are not like that. The new ones, the pins are much longer, so you have to cut those pins to accommodate it there correctly. And also make sure that you don't see, this is the switch. Actually, let me set this down so I could show you with two hands. So this is the position the switch is in right now. You cannot solder it in this position. It has to be in this position because that's how the on-off contacts are. Okay, so this switch, which has a little longer push button, is also in that position, and I need to shorten the pins. How do you shorten the pins? You simply use a cutter, a normal cutter, just like that, just a normal cutter. And there it is. Now you simply put it back. It's a good idea to put some, just a little bit soldering paste, just a little bit soldering paste, which will help it for the to get a good grip or a good soldering joint. Okay, so we'll put a little bit soldering paste. This is my soldering paste. You see that? It's called rosin, actually, not a paste. It's a rosin. The same type of rosin they use to sharpen the violin thingy. This violin. I don't know what you call that bow. The violin bow. This is the same type of a rosin. Okay. Now we put our switch in here, and we solder it. I have to, the switch needs to be a little bit bent, the pins. I need a different type of plier. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Let me do the other side too. So my hands are pretty rough. That's because this is not a, this is like being a car mechanic. You cannot have, very nice and smooth hands and nails when you're doing these kinds of surgeries, electronic surgeries. Okay, one end is soldered. The other end is soldered too. Now both ends are soldered, and the switch feels good. It feels like it's really clicking. So now we will put this back to see if the switch needs fine adjustment or if it matches the hole. Okay. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So we are plugging this cable back in. Yeah, very good. So now we will put the screws back in. Okay, now turn it on. Very good. Let me put this so you could hear.
Headset off. Headset 1 battery full.
So it shows that it's working on and off perfectly fine. So that's how you change the switch on a headset. Now you could remove everything. You could remove the whole board to do the surgery outside, but why would you do that if you don't have to? I mean, you don't need to cut someone's heart if you have to do surgery on their appendicitis. That's why I didn't, I did it the easiest way, so you don't have to disengage this. You don't have to disengage the board from the main housing. You didn't have to disengage the solders, the wires that are coming from here. So, the fastest way, this is how you do it. All right. So thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe.